Yo, what up guys, Mr. Gross here from MBR Starcast. Today I'm going to be doing a League of Legends gameplay, but it's going to be a guide with a mix of the gameplay of course. Looking at Darius today, the big man that is Darius. This big hench ass motherfucker who comes at you with a big ass sword I guess, well I guess it's not, I don't know, it's like an axe or something I guess he has. I don't know, we're Bioforge Darius today. It's the only skin I actually have on him. I bought it when it was on sale for like 475 RP or something, which is pretty cool. So during this video, the video will be sped up like this real quickly, but not my voice, so I was just messing about there. So you may hear the game sound, might sound pretty damn weird, but I've sped up parts of this video just because it's really kind of non-interesting stuff, which isn't really valid to this guide I'm going to be making today. So hopefully the information that you'll find in this video is going to be useful. I'm completely doing this off the top of my head. I've kind of edited this video a bit, I've done some bits and pieces to it. So we'll see what happens. In this bottom right hand corner you're going to be able to see about his passive. There's some information detailing about what it does, and here for example I have my Q, which I scale up at level 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. The Q is your main move in my opinion. That's what you want to be harassing your enemy with. Then have your W, your Crippling Strike, which I level up at 4, 8, 10, 12 and 14. As you can see, you can pause it and read what it actually does. This is a bit quicker than I thought it was going to be. And then my Apprehend, which is your E, which pulls them in. Obviously you get the armor pen from that, I believe. And then obviously you have your ultimate, which is kind of self-explanatory, you just dunk bitches for fun. So you can kind of see what it does there, and your ultimate obviously you just level up at 6, 11 and 16. So in this matchup I'm actually facing against Singe, and Singe is quite weak against Darius because you're able to zone him out really well. Along with that, here's my runes and masteries that I use. Again, just general runes that I use for all my top laners pretty much. If I'm going for sort of AD, you see it was sort of like Jason Z, and that's what I've kind of gone this game, is I've just gone for the sort of damage route, but obviously you can still add health in as items and so forth. Take a little unneeded turret hits here, but it's kind of all per my big ass bait, as Lee Sin now comes out of nowhere, and unfortunately he does get first blood as I pop my red elixir to try and secure that kill. I could have done it without Lee Sin, but you know, better safe than sorry, he was there. In the bottom left hand corner there's a list of items which I think are quite useful. Obviously you can go for the flask, it's quite nice for mana, sort of health and mana start. But obviously the elixir is really good, as you saw for example here, and you're about to find out when I start facing Xinqiao here. Get my Q off him, then E, W, and you know, easy pickings, bam as it says. Thought I'd add in a little cool effect there just to make liven things up, little taunt. And yeah, GG, gets me my first kill. It'd be nice to have picked up the kill over Singe, but there you go, such is life. And it kind of makes the elixir worth the money I paid for it now. And obviously yeah, there's items sort of rotating at the bottom side, which is pretty good. All these items that are coming up are useful, but obviously it kind of depends on what situation you want to use them in, like what you're planning to do. They all kind of do their own thing. You know, you can go for a giant spout if you don't really want the damage. Obviously then you turn giant spout into your warmog. So an item set, for example, what I would look to start off with, I started off with my elixir. You can either start off with that or the crystalline flask I find, and even a Doran's blade if you really wanted to I guess. Depends how you feel you want to do, and from that, you know, I look to probably get like 2 longswords if you can, because this allows you to get to your brutalizer, and having the brutalizer is really OP because of the cooldown and the armor pen it gives you, especially with your E. And there we go, nice easy pick and kill over Simsa. He overextended and he made him pay for his life. Obviously I had double buff where I killed Xinqiao, so getting that kill over Xinqiao was just so OP for me, because my auto attacks just do a shitload more damage, and yeah, just OP. Didn't need to ignite or my ultimate to kill Xinqiao. So really giving Singe a hard time in this lane. Unfortunately I can't see what his CS is. It's full speed and we're unable to catch what it said. It goes so quickly because of how sped up this is, but I can remember, I'm pretty sure in this game I zoned him out completely, and this is what you can do as Darius, because Singe can only get to minions pretty much when they're under his turret, because you're too scared to go close to him, because he will just fling you into the turret and then you take poison damage, and then he has the potential for your ult makes you to sort of start chasing and run in front of you as W slow, and it could be quite painful. But if you keep the minion wave here here, like where I'm not pushing it, not using my abilities to clear, I'm just using auto attacks to the last hit of minions when possible, and then when I can get close to him I'll put him in with my E and then sort of Q combo. He does actually fling me here, and you see the damage I start taking from his poison, but if you're not next to him, which you don't have to be because your EQ combo is just GG, and whilst I'm level 7 he is only level 6. Unfortunately I do actually mess it up there. I got a bit aggressive and it didn't really work out. I was hoping to ignite, and I can't remember what happened. This game's a couple weeks old now. I've been meaning to do this video for a while, but I just haven't got around to it, so I've spent quite a bit of time sort of putting editing all the pictures in Photoshop and stuff and all that good stuff to try and make this video a bit more interesting, or a bit more like a guide, I say, too, than what my normal videos are. So at the moment, item wise, you can see I have my brutalizer and boots. So other options you could go from this is you could probably look to go for a giant spout if you're feeling that you want a bit more HP in the lane, you don't really want the damage, or you know you're getting bullied a bit more. Against Singed I'm not really getting bullied because I'm bullying him, but for example if I went against Jace or someone, he would quite bully me, so something like a giant spout, looking maybe to a Sunfire kick could be nice. It all kind of depends on who you're laning up against. For example, that I'm against Singed this game, you know, like if I was really struggling against his AP damage, which I'm not at the moment because I'm winning, I'm in control because I have those 2 kills, you could look to get a Hex Drinker or even a Spirit's Visage, which would be quite nice, just for the big magic resist, or even a GA, as the item showed a bit earlier, because it gives you obviously the mana and health, but through going for that you kind of lose like a damage item. That's why the Hex Drinker is quite nice, because it turns into the more malicious, which is just really a nice item, because you get attack damage, you get magic resist, you get the shield, and then obviously you get the passive where you get like additional damage depending on how little HP you have. And also what you want to remember when you're playing in this top lane, as any champion, you want to be constantly warding, because you know, there's always the pressure of a gank coming. If a gank comes, it could completely change the lane between me and him, and yeah, it wouldn't be good. Actually, I just realised I had actually bought the Crystalline Flower, so I obviously backed and bought that out of my elixir as well, just to make sure. It is a nice item on Darius, I think, because there's no mana items you want to go for. You know, what do you really go for mana on a Darius? There's nothing really worthwhile, so going with the flask allows me to hit the HP. It means I don't have to buy any pots, which is really nice, and obviously get the mana from it, and it recharges every time you back, so it's quite a nice item. Normally I'd start off with, but obviously I went for that elixir, but I think the elixir paid off because obviously I got the double buff, and then well, eventually we're having that elixir and I got 2 kills and 1 assist, because unfortunately Sim got 1 of the kills, so yeah, so far so good in this lane. As I mentioned earlier at the start of the video, as it went pretty quickly, I've already edited the video out and I'm just speaking over it now, so that's why those moves and stuff kind of went by a lot quicker than what I was hoping them to. Didn't really get the chance to read them like I kind of wanted to explain them as much, but move wise, you want to scale up your Q. You could scale up your E depending if you're really struggling to break through his armor, but with my Q I can spam it constantly. The cooldown is very short, it's like around 3 or 4 seconds when it's max level. I could be wrong on that. Also here actually, on the left hand side now you can see Teemo, York and Jason Kale. These are champions that I pinpointed that you will kind of struggle against as Darius. Teemo because he just constantly harasses you with poison. Once you get on top of him you can beat him. York because of his flipping ghouls, he's just a beast, and if Jace, if he plays safe and just pokes you and then he can jump on you, is really nice. And Kale because of her harassment and her heals are slows, and then obviously if she's a really good Kale she can ultimate your ult, and you know that just screws you over because you lose so much damage from not having your landing your ultimate. It's a massive chunk of Darius's damage comes from that, so it's important that he lands it. So Teemo was probably one of the ones that on that list, and Jace. If you get on top of these champions you can beat them, but it's just the fact if they play well like they should do at a higher level, then they're going to be able to kite you around quite easily. But it's not to say that you couldn't win these matchups if they make a mistake. Here you see I go for the flash and go for the dunk. Obviously it means I don't get to reset my ultimate, but because under Darius's new changes a couple of months back, obviously his ultimate no longer stays up like it used to. If you killed someone, which used to be OP, it now goes after like 12 seconds even if you do kill someone, so making the most out of that. Here I've listed some champions here that you can do well against in my opinion. Obviously Singed you see up in this matchup. Riven, Nasus and Wukong. Obviously there's a lot more and every game depends on what happens and so forth, but I feel there are champions as Darius that you can do quite well against. Here's Blitzcrank trying to tease me a little bit. I'm not really fussed about it, I'm just going to walk past, take the turret, and because I know the turret was going to hit, I am able to E him in, and he was kind of not expecting me to do that, I don't think, or he was just trying to tease me, and I think he was probably quite shocked in that damage on my Q then, which was really OP, thanks to my Brutalizer. Also, I want to touch on one of the boots that I've gone for. I've gone for Magic Resist boots because of the tenacity you gain from them, which is nice against Sindra slows and any stuns or whatever anyone may put on you through the game. And obviously the Magic Resist is nice against a AP top laner, and obviously we have, well, I think it's Zed actually mid on their teams, so it's not to worry about that, but I guess Blitz. And am I going for the Tiamat here? I may actually. It's a really nice item to go for. One, because of the active, it allows you to push the lane when you activate, and also when you last hit or auto attacking with it, it does damage. Here's the skins for him. Obviously, you have your normal skin. There you have Lord Darius. Next one coming up is Bioforge Darius, the one I'm actually using in this game. It's my favourite one for it. I just think it looks sick. And obviously, you have Is that Wood King Darius? I didn't catch what the first... It could be Wood King Darius. Sounds a bit weird. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that was. I kind of missed that. It could be Wood King Darius. But nevertheless, I'm hoping so far I've covered quite useful in this video. As this is kind of my first guide I've done like this, so hopefully the information I'm kind of saying as good as it's all coming off the top of my head, and I'm just trying to make it as much, well, like I said, I sped up the video to make it interesting. I'd like to hear your feedback from you guys if you enjoyed the videos being sped up like that, where nothing's really happening. I think I got to the point where I was editing it one night and I was putting the pictures in, and then I've only got around to edit it now, where I just wanted to actually upload it because it was just taking forever for me to actually do this video. On note of this, pros when playing Darius, he's a tanky and he has a lot of DPS, which is really nice for a top laner. He has an OP ultimate. If you can land or get the finishing blow in a team fight, you're just going to be wrecking faces. Even if you get like 2 dunks, that's a lot of damage to do. And obviously more dunks related to his ultimate. The cons of him, he's quite mana hungry, that's why I think you kind of want to go for that flask early game. Silence OP, you know, if someone silences you, you're pretty much screwed if they do that. And also he has no escape tools, so really if you're not warding, then you can be kind of screwed if, say, like a J4 comes into the lane. Because once you burn your flash, then really, if J4 decides to gank you, or V or anyone like that decides to gank you, you're pretty much dead really, if they have a strong top laner who can sort of finish it off, of course. I believe here I do actually die. I got a bit greedy, I was going to back and then Nami came over, so I was like, yeah, we can fight this, and then I actually do get shut down, unfortunately. It's not the end of the world, but it does mean I'm on 5-1. I have like 134 CS there, which is not too bad for what it is. And Lee Sin coming over to make unstoppable. He will save Nami's life by the looks of things, luckily. Nami will get away. OP, so GG. But on the note of this video, if I would like to know what you guys think. Obviously, I didn't get much chance to talk about the items like I wanted to at the start because they went by quite quickly, but do you like the idea of me putting all the moves there, how to scale them up with the little box I put on the top of it? Obviously having facecam, would you like facecam? A lot of people keep asking me to do more sort of facecam stuff, so I don't know if you want to see my face in this. If not, then I can just make it go goodbye, delete it from ever existence. And also, if I'm missing anything, what you would like to kind of see in these videos, I'm happy to do some more on different champions. I've got some gameplay with Jinx, which I just recorded and I never did any audio with, so I could make a video for her, explaining about her. Obviously, in this video so far, I've covered about the skins, the pros and cons of him, and so forth. I think I've pretty much covered the main sort of features that you need to know about Darius in this video, hopefully. I'm not a massive Darius player, but I think he's a very strong champion, and obviously I've laned against many of him. He's really dangerous because of his bleeding, and a lot of people kind of underestimate him. Once he starts queuing you and you start bleeding out, it can really be quite a bit of a pain, especially with his E. Once he pulls you in and he's just on top of you when he has his ultimate, you know, you're pretty much guaranteed to be dead. There is no mercy from Darius. He is just a mean machine. And you can see now with my Hydra completed, I get the lifesteal from it, and I'm just become a real sort of nuisance to lane against. Or obviously there hasn't been much team fights in this because I think the team overall, looking at the scoreboard, it's like 25-6 there or something. Every lane's won pretty hard, so it's kind of meant that we're just, well, it's only 20 minutes into the game, so there really has been no team fights, and because of that we're just instantly rushing their base and just donning bitches because we won I won my lane so hard, and other lanes obviously have won really well as well. So yeah, I think I've covered most of the facts that you need to know about Darius. Hopefully the gameplay has been quite interesting as well, and that I've slowed down in the most sort of vital parts, and obviously sped up when parts aren't too interesting. And yeah, I think that's about it really. I don't know what else I can cover. But your feedback is very important to me, guys. Is this the first time I've done a video like this? So let me know what you want to see, what I may have done wrong, what you would like to change, you know, and so forth. Anything that you kind of feels missing, what you feel I should talk about more. I'm more than happy to try and cover some different points in a future video like this, as I probably will do some more, as it kind of makes them a bit different to my general 5v5, because I can actually explain about a champion instead of where I'm playing a champion and don't really get to sort of sit here and talk the way, like, or you know, talk about useful things that should be pinpointed, for example, like all his moves and stuff. So get a really nice double kill there, being OP Darius, now 9-1, fed as fed can be. I do decide to try and solo Dragon here, which wasn't the best idea. I thought with my Hydra, the lifesteal from it would have been enough, but unfortunately it wasn't to be, and Dragon gets the bonus 500 gold shut down on me. OP. And that's that. With 3,000 gold to spend in the bank, I'm pretty much at any pick into what I can choose. But you know, you can look towards finishing item wise. You know, I'd probably look to get towards a sort of Black Cleaver Warmogs. Guardian Angel's pretty nice. Mercury Treads and maybe a more malicious, depending on sort of what their team comp's looking like and how you feel. It all depends on how you've done. Because I've won this lane very hard, I've been able to just build damage items like the Hydra and stuff, and the last Whisper and Brutalizer, just straight out damage, because I don't need the HP, because we're just, you know, I just feel so comfortable as it is. But obviously in some situations you may need the Warmogs. You know, if you're getting heavily bruised by said like a Jace, you may look to get for a Sunfire Cape or something. Every item is useful in different situations depending on how the game goes itself, so I can only kind of guide you to how this kind of game's gone, because you play another game and, you know, the game could be completely different, you know. Instead of being me in 9-2, I might be 2-9 or something, and you've got to change your whole build up completely to that. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I've pretty much covered everything that I feel I need to talk about here. So just let me know, guys, what you would like to kind of see, if you want me to change things up or whatever. If I missed some information out what you feel would be useful, let me know, and I'm happy to try and make some changes to a future guide, and also champions you'd like to see a guide on as well. But nevertheless, this is MBR signing out. Take it easy, have a good day, peace.